Shalom, Kala Yahweh Bashem Yashai, Bashem Rakokwadash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, who are the house of David reborn again in this generation. And Shalom to the 130 Yasharala, who today are known as the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who before losing our true heritage, we were known as, and still are, the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about the ever-shrinking state of the internet and how that is going to lead to the famine of the word. But let's read this first. This is Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh Bashem Yashai, power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh Bashem Yashai.
So let's type in climate change to Google. Check this out. Okay, this says there are 868 million results that come up in 0.65 seconds. Wow, that's a lot of results. That's so many results. I will never be able to read all of those results, right? But let's look at this for just a second. First of all, this is the top part of the page that comes up. And if you really take a look at what you're looking at here, almost everything you're looking at comes from one source, the UN. So you have the effects of climate change from the United Nations. Down here you have the causes, also from the United Nations. The definition, also from the United Nations. Actions from UN Act Now. IPCC, World Meteorological Organization, that's also the UN. You have United Nations Environmental Program. In fact, the only thing right here that I'm immediately seeing that is not the UN is Environmental Defense Fund. Everything else that they are showing you right here, it looks like all these links, all these things you can click on. It's so many things. No, this is basically one source, what you're looking at. So it's not thousands of results or hundreds of results or even a dozen here. It's basically one thing, one source. Okay, but so let's scroll down. So then you got top stories, and that's all official mainstream sources. CNBC, Times, CNN, Washington Post, CNBC again, Scientific American, Wall Street Journal. So that's all official news, right? Officially sanctioned stuff. Then you got NASA, which is the government, the IPCC, which is the Environmental Panel on Climate Change, which is the United Nations. You also have another United Nations thing. You have Wikipedia. Then you have some organizations, you have some more government stuff, the World Health Organization, which again is the United Nations, the NRDC organization, the World Bank. Those are the top sources. So that's what you get, right? But it says up here, right, that we have 868 million results. That's a lot. So that's not going to just be these people, right? So let's find out. Let's go all the way to the end. Let's go all the way to the end of these 868 million results that we have up here. And something starts to happen, because now I'm on page 19 and there's only 181 results. So what happened there? Because a minute ago it said all this other stuff. You go down here to the bottom, there's only 19 pages. It says, in order to show you the most relevant results, we omitted some entries that are very similar to the 181 that have already been displayed. If you like, you can repeat the search with the omitted results. Well, I want to do that because I want to get to some other sources. I don't want just these first ones that have been offered to me. I want to see, Bob's blog about the climate change. I want to see what he has to say about it. Some random guy. So let's repeat it again and try to find some other options. So now we have 1 billion results now. See this up here? It says there's 1 billion results. 1,060 million results. That's so many. Still in less than a second. So let's scroll down here and do the same thing over again. And I'll probably fast forward this in the edit. Let's get all the way to the end of these many, many, many results. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Sorry, I got like the elevator music in my head. All right, 43. Okay, so that's the last page. And there's no more, you can't go over any more than that. See, 43, that's it. I mean, there's a see more here, but that's for related searches. So that's not this. This stops at 43. So we're on the 43rd page, and now we have 422 results. What happened to the billion results they claimed they had about this topic? Where did those millions of pages go? Between the first page and this page, where now there's only 422 results and I just scrolled through them all, and that's it. And if you look here, what are you looking at on this very last page? We got ucsd.edu, Financial Times, another EDU website. I mean, let's just click on a random page, page 34. What do we have? We have duke.edu, Nat Law Review, the California government, Bloomberg.com, Boston.gov, Reuters. Do you see this? Where's Bob's blog? Where's anybody's blog? Where's anything that's not one of these official, like EPA.gov and IPCC and Nature.com and the Wall Street Journal? What happened to the internet? Where's the rest of it? Where's the billions of results that supposedly exist that has everything as far as the eye can see, right? Where did it go? Where is it?
But let me just jump into this to show you just how bad things truly are involving the controlling of information. Okay, so here I am back at Bing, which is the second largest search engine after Google/YouTube. And here I am, I just type in this simple little date, which we all are aware of, and as you can see, we have 8.7 billion search results. So let me just scroll back down and do what we did last time, except for you're going to find something far more disturbing than the results just cutting off. So give this just a second, and notice that at the top, every time I go to another page, they throw Wikipedia at the very, very top. But start to notice some of these reoccurring titles. Ex-officer, police officer gets 7 years in prison. After Mar-a-Lago search, users on pro-Trump, blah, 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 blah. So just wait for it, because you're going to see very quickly the same thing over and over and over again. Look at this. Mar-a-Lago, sorry, it keeps highlighting everything, but look at this here. Keep watching. After Mar-a-Lago users, blah, 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 from NBC News. So that's page 13. Let's go to page 15. Again, Wikipedia. Go down. Same article right here. Ex-officer gets 7 years. NBC News, Mar-a-Lago golf course, blah, blah, blah. This same one, NBC News, after Mar-a-Lago, blah, blah, blah. Go to page 17. Same thing. Look, this article as well from Wikipedia. January 6th. Look at this. Over and over again. Look, page 17. Let's go to 19. Look at this. People were trying to criticize me in my prior videos saying that you don't understand how the data works. It doesn't matter. It's not showing you billions of results. You don't need to see them anyways. And people just explaining away the situation. No, this is far worse. Look, it's going to end at a certain point, like I showed you last time if I go a few dozen pages in. Go watch that previous video. But this is even worse than that. This is quite literally shockingly worse than I had imagined. Look, it's the same articles over and over and over again. On page 25, going on to page 27. Look, same thing over and over and over again. Page 29, same thing over and over and over again. Do you get the point? I'm not even going to bother showing you how far this goes. I don't even care because, well, I do care, but I want to show you what happens. Let's go to Yahoo, which I trashed on last time. And you're going to see something. Look, you see I already searched for it. So watch this. About 130 million results, far less than Bing or Google. But watch this. Let me just scroll over, page 5. Let me go to page 7. Just wait for it. I'm just going to go several pages in. And you might start to see a reoccurring theme. Pay attention. Look, that same NBC News result. Ex-police officer gets 7 years. Wait for it. Because this one seems to be mixing in other articles as well. But here we go. Look, the Wikipedia page. Look at these results. Pay close attention. Look, these are all the same ones. Totally different search engine. Look, same thing. They're all the same. How many? Look, we're on page 21. Let's jump to 23. Look, same exact stuff all over again. Page 25. Look, This is disturbing. I thought it running out of results after a few pages, several dozen pages in was not just bizarre, but disturbing as well. But I didn't actually look to read all the different articles. I paid attention to see that they're all mainstream articles, and that was the point I made in the last video. Look, I'm 33 pages in. It's the same results. So let's go to DuckDuckGo, which is supposed to be the good one, right? Well, stand by. Now, what's interesting about DuckDuckGo is that they don't show you the page or the results number, but, well, it will. See, look, they're more nuanced. See, hold on. See right here? So I'm just going to keep hitting more results, just laid out differently. You can see it said 3 right here. So you'll notice, so let me just keep going. So let's go to page 4. Hold on a second. Bear with me because, so notice how they're going to throw Wikipedia at the very top. And look, we're 4 pages in and it's the same exact stuff as you were seeing on Bing and Yahoo. So hold on. And you go to page 5. Look, same thing over and over again. They do mix in some other ones, but look, it's the same ones. I don't even know what to say, guys. This is, if you're not concerned about this, then you may be lost. And I'm not trying to disparage anyone's way of thinking. Now look, okay, so page 7, you see the wiki wasn't at the top, a couple new articles, but that one isn't, or this one isn't, this one the same. So let's just keep going just a little bit further. But this is supposed to be DuckDuckGo. Here we go again. Look. It's the same stuff over and over again, although I will be honest, this one seems to be throwing in a couple other randoms. But these are all mainstream articles or outlets. I mean, come on, Huffington Post and everything else. Bear with me. So look, this one is better in that they mix in other ones, but there's still the reoccurring articles over and over again. All right, we're on page 10. Look, it keeps recycling this stuff over and over again. Oh my God. All right, well, you get it? I mean, let's do one more. Page 11. See? Same things over and over and over again. All these same articles between those same search engines. Let me do it again. Page 12. Same exact ones. Page 13. Same exact ones. This is just, oh my God. Did you expect it to be that bad? I mean, again, going back to my previous video, which you haven't watched it, go give that a look because it'll save you a few minutes to show you the experiment that I had done. It's one thing to go a few dozen pages in and have the search results just stop, which I think is bogus. I don't like that. And again, it didn't used to be that way. But people could explain it away all they want, which is, oh, hold on, this is a technical standpoint. This has to do with data. Most people aren't searching that far. If you just get more detailed in what you're searching for, you'll eventually find it, which I basically had said that you have to be very, very specific. But this demonstration, this little experiment shows exactly what I was saying, which is that they're putting everyone into these boxes of information and we're all just divided amongst each other. I was making the point that whatever the controversial topic it is that anyone may be discussing, you have these sides that are so divided, and sometimes I ask myself, I'm like, how can people be so divided? There's enough information out there to see that we're all just being kept in these methods of thinking, but this in itself really shows you that it's something far worse. They are just regurgitating the same exact mainstream articles, which are probably paying these search engines to be prioritized. But how many dozens of pages back do you have to go to see that they have now limited all available information to any particular topic? I mean, in my prior video, I showed anything from climate change, January 6th, to pancakes. This is concerning, and everyone that uses the internet, which is everyone on Earth now, pretty much, should be concerned about this, as this pertains to everybody. So, I don't know. I'll let all the tech people put in their 2 cents and explain this, because I'm not a tech guy. I'm not pretending to know how this works. But what I do know is that this is wrong for so many levels.
This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So there you go, Akim. As you just seen, the internet has now been taken over, and the famine of the word, right, that being the truth that you're watching right now, and the truth that the apostles and all the brothers are pushing out, is soon going to be hard, if not impossible, to find, right? Because as those two YouTubers right? Which I'll go ahead and post the links to their videos in the description, right? They're really good videos. You should watch them, and you should subscribe to both their channels. They're both really good channels. And so the thing is the internet's done for. Esau has now, moved on the internet and has now, basically put in his version of, planned opposition, which is basically not taking the internet away, but basically, changing it to a pure-on propaganda system. Okay. Now, for the time being, you can still find videos and channels like mine, but pretty soon, as the brother Yashawamba said, there's going to be a time when we're no longer going to be able to preach on the streets. There's going to be a time when our videos are no longer going to be able to be left up on YouTube or anywhere, right? They may be on BitChute or Rumble, but it's only a matter of time before, Esau stops posting search results for Rumble or BitChute or any of these other alternative posting sites. And it's going to be to the point where unless you know the exact address or the exact location or, exactly, what something is titled, Esau is not going to show it to you. And it might even get to the point where he's even going to block that. But again, these devils are moving slick, right? They're very, very crafty in their devices, man, right? Because you see, your average Joe, and the populace, right? The hordes of people who would need to see this and understand it. On top of that, to rise up and cause a stink and to riot or even protest this, they're not going to see it. They're not going to see what's happening until it's too late. Pretty soon, people are going to say, "Hey, I can't find this old, page I used to watch, or I can't find these old images that I used to be on these websites." And it's going to be at the point where things have progressed so far down the rabbit hole where the internet is no longer going to be the internet that we grew up with. It's going to simply be a channel for pure propaganda. Okay, just like over in China, just like in North Korea and all these places, man. See, this is the famine of the word being manifest. Okay, because ultimately Esau doesn't want this truth of the Bible to come out. He doesn't want his true identity to be revealed, and he doesn't like his plans being put out there for everybody to know, right? This is why they had such bad reception with these snake bites, man, right? This is why the UN came out saying that they have to watch out for dangerous conspiracy theories. Now, what is an organization whose whole agenda is supposedly to promote peace and unity across the world having to do anything with announcing, to be on lookout for what people are thinking or saying? So this shows you right here, man. See, we as a whole have made these devils go off a script. And that's why they're ultimately coming down on this truth, right? At first, right now, it's on the broader scales. And this is why they're doing that whole, January 6th, crackdown, the climate change crackdown, because these are key, indoctrinations or key tools that they're using on the masses, which for us don't work. But again, they're going to start with these key terms and these false flags, I guess you call them, right? And then eventually it's going to turn upon, the fringe, parts of the internet, which ultimately is going to encompass this truth. This is Hebrews 13:17. Obey them that have rule over you, and submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls, as they that must give accounts, that they may do it with joy and not with grief, for that is unprofitable to you. So like we've been saying, man, the Lord has appointed one group of people, and especially on top of that, one man to lead his people back to him. And that would be none other than Apostle Tahar and the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, right? And all of us brothers here who are teaching that same doctrine, right? And this is why I keep telling you, brothers and sisters, That's not about, being with one group over another, or choosing this guy because this other guy, you don't like the cut of his jib, or these people because they don't dress nice, or because they're too rough in what they say. No, man, that has nothing to do with it, man. You're gonna get caught up, in your folly because you decided to choose sides, right? See, there's no sides to this truth. There's only the truth and the lies, right? Because again, there's can only be one truth. And what is that one truth? Well, that would be what the apostles are teaching, right? Apostle Tahar, the apostles of Great Millstone, and the elders and all the Akim, right? Who are teaching that same doctrine, okay? Because this is the true narrative of the world, which is the true narrative of the Bible, man. There is no other truths out there, okay? If you're not, saying, if you're not preaching, or if they're not preaching what the apostles are preaching, then they're false prophets, okay? It doesn't matter if it's just one thing they're going off on, or a whole bunch of things they're going off on, man. Those people are not the true leaders of Israel, right? They're not the true leaders of our nation, right? And again, it's up to you, that you have to choose, who you're gonna follow, right? And so this is why I implore you, brothers and sisters, man, put aside, all vanity, put aside your feelings, your emotions, and look at who has been in this truth the longest. Look who has been doing this day in, day out. Look who has not, been caught up in a 501c3, which is a huge hint right there off the bat, right? Who's doing this simply to do it, right? Who's not doing this for the money? If you true to yourself, and and you put aside any ego, right, any vanity, you're gonna see that those are the apostles, okay? So let's read this. This is Ezekiel 33 and 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet hath been amongst them, right? So like I've been telling you, Akim, man, this isn't about choosing sides, man. It's about finding the true prophets of the Lord, okay? And it's very clear when you look at the dress, when you look at the actions, when you look at the fruit of all these Israelite schools out there, these Israelite groups, it's very obvious who the Lord sent, man, right? They're not going to be dressed in fancy garments. They're not going to be marching in sync down the street. They're not going to get the Preacher of the Year awards. They're not going to be, dressed in all black, showing up on Vice, documentaries, shooting guns and stuff, right? The Lord's prophets, the true men of the Lord, are going to be dressed in sackcloth, which means crummy garments, crummy clothing that looks like as if it's poor clothing, right? And they're going to be out there doing this, doing the will of the Lord, preaching the Bible, not because they're getting paid for it, but because they're doing it out of their heart. Okay, it's very plain. This is Isaiah 55 and 6. Seek ye Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. And right now, the Lord can be found. Right? Esau has not managed to wipe the truth completely off the internet. Right? You can still find this truth. Right? You can find the brothers' channels. You can find our backup channels. Me myself, man, I have I think 4 other backup channels, right? Other than this, right? But again, there's going to come a time where even I get kicked off, right? And the apostles are going to get kicked off, and we're going to get blocked, or we may be ultimately shadow banned, which the channels will still be there, but you won't be able to find it, even if you type in our names, right? Because right now the Lord is near, right? This is why He's out here having us tell you His name, that His name is Yahweh, and that His Son's name is Yahweh Shai, and that is Hebrew, for their names, right? Yahweh is He is, Yahweh Shai means He is salvation. These are the keys to salvation. If you are a Negro, Latino, or Native American, or your father's lineage goes back to those one of those bloodlines, right? You are an Israelite, which means you are qualified to be saved, right? But the thing is the Lord has to have mercy upon you, and you have to have faith that this is the truth, and ultimately the Lord has to give this, this perspective to you, man. But again, you could always pray that the Lord revealeth to you, man. But again, you gotta pray in those names, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, right? Well, either way, hopefully this video was edifying. Until next time, I want to give all honor and glory and praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Ruach Kodesh. Double honors my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect. Shalom.